How many of you are suffering from corona overload? How does the president combat something that not only the lying legacy corporate corrupt mainstream media is hell-bent on not allowing him to get a win, his political opposition, and I'm not simply talking about the Democratic Party. We now have George Will out there saying he's going to vote for Joe Biden. Really? Mr. Conservative? Mr. Donald Trump is not a real conservative, therefore I can't support him, and so I'm starting the Never Trump organization. He's going to vote for a career liberal, Joe Biden. Do you understand that everything that the president does to try to move the country forward, there are people within his own party working to push us backward? Case in point, take these Republican governors of red states who are now enacting mask mandates, not opening their schools. And let me talk about that for a moment. I live in a red state. We have a supposed, alleged red state governor.
Mike DeWine, I call him Mike DeWine because he stands there, and he talks about the need. You just gotta keep people safe. We have to. And this is why I have my own version of Dr. Fauci. This is Dr. Acton. And even though we have kind of publicly, she's resigned, she's still calling the shots behind the scenes, and it's terrible. We're taking counties where, there's like 100,000 people that live there, and, less than 100 have tested positive for corona, and we're just gonna lock it down because we have to keep people safe.
This is what I'm dealing with. This little Mike DeWiner, this little snivel twit who pretends to be a Republican conservative. When you've got conservative so-called governors coming out, buying into the hysteria, pushing the fear narrative, this is ridiculous. Because in my own area now, they're not going to reopen the schools. Why? Well, this could put the teachers in danger. What? So, the supermarkets can stay open. And those people are putting their lives on the line, to keep supermarkets open. Nurses can go to work. Police officers can go to work. But the precious, sainted, walk on water, defecate marble, and emanate lavender-scented flatulence, teachers. Oh, give me a break. First of all, these people are compensated. They've had how much time off? They've done how much quarantining now? But they can't go back in the fall and teach. And this is what the president is working against. And he can't get out a clear narrative because when he does, there is this constant pushback from the media who will not carry anything that even remotely is in support of what the president is trying to do. And now even these red state governors are on board with the fear and hysteria. And we look around and we wonder why there's more and more mask mandates. Funny, when he finally took a picture of himself and tweeted it out wearing a face mask, the president, a couple of national stores that were requiring face masks then said, no, it's going to be optional now. That was Family Dollar and Dollar Tree. Maybe that ought to be, Trump's new strategy. Maybe he just ought to parrot the Fauci line, and then the mainstream media, because they do everything polar opposite of what the president says or does. Maybe if the president mandated masks, would the media lead a revolt and against masks? I just know I am to the place I am on coronavirus overload. Yes, the cases are going up. Yes, there's more testing being done. Yes, more people are testing positive. That is not because we are seeing the super surge of the death virus. because the mortality rate continues to drop. What we have is everybody afraid that they're going to get coronavirus, so now we're not going to open schools. We're just not going to do anything. You're going to get it. It's a virus. It's here. You're going to get it. Get it and get it over with. If you are in a high-risk group, take care of yourself, protect yourself, wear a mask if you're going to go out in public, if that's what you feel you need to do. Work on building up your own immune system. But understand, you're going to get this at some point. It is a virus. People get viruses. What's lost in all of this, what is not getting out there, and fear and hysteria drives this thing because it is the manipulation of the media narrative and the politicians and the power bases that want to be. So therefore, the president is in this situation that if he starts to change his approach, aha, he didn't act fast enough, and now people have died. You have Fauci out there saying that New York did it right. More people have died in New York than any place else in the country. The governor of New York sent people to die in nursing homes, thus infecting the people in the nursing homes, thus driving up his own death rates. And they did it right? You're kidding me, right? And you're even seeing media outlets like faux pas news, formerly known as Fox News, they're touting all of this just fake narrative. It's just absolutely, it is egregious, it is outrageous, and the president is in, on this situation, a no-win situation. So how do we push back on it? Civil disobedience. What? Yeah, stop complying. I don't say you have to go out and be militant about it, but just stop complying. They're closing down your kid's school. Find alternatives, and they're out there. There are private school alternatives. There are homeschool collectives and co-ops that you can be a part of. Don't be part of the hysteria. Stop wearing a mask. If you know you're healthy, don't give in to the hysteria. And by the way, get very vocal with your elected officials. Just demand enough of this nonsense. Well, that's it for today's little mini rant. I continue to be off air. I have taken the week off from my radio program, and I have enough time to come in here and quickly do something like this. I realize it's not our full format, and I apologize for that, but thank you for affording me the time and opportunity I need to get some other things done. Like this Friday, we are doing a kid event. Why? Because kids need to be kids. And kids have had their education stolen from them. That is the one thing about all this that I'm still having a hard time seeing through what the libloons are up to in losing control of the classroom. They're losing influence. But then again, can we imagine what the next generation could look like of a bunch of kids who have sat home, been out of school, and just gotten their education by themselves online? Yeah. That said, make sure you subscribe to the channel, smack the bell, and click the word all to get notification of my next rant.